If you're struggling to grow your business on a smaller marketing budget, let me tell you what most marketing gurus won't. You don't need a bigger budget. You just need a better strategy. If your marketing currently feels like you're lighting $10 bills on fire, you're not alone. A lot of small business owners throw money at ads and hope for the best. But hope isn't a strategy, especially when you've only got $50 a month to spend, or worse, nothing. So here's the real problem. You're asking paid ads to fix a broken offer, a weak funnel, a cold audience, and that's like trying to tow a truck with a tricycle. But what if I told you you can get leads, sales, and real growth without spending a dime? You just need to do this one thing first, because the biggest threat to your marketing, it's not your budget, it's your sequence. See, most people follow steps like this in this order: spend money, get traffic, and hope they buy. But when you have a small budget, that sequence crushes you because you're using paid ads like a lottery ticket. But here's what nobody tells you. If your offer is unclear, if your targeting is cold, if your funnel is friction-filled, ads will only make it worse. You're not too small to market. You're just starting in the wrong place. So let me show you the right place to start. And in case you don't know, I'm Brandy with Life Marketing, a digital marketing agency helping small businesses turn tiny budgets into smart, scalable growth one step at a time. In this video, it's the blueprint. So starting with step one, start with organic content that actually converts. And let me be clear, when we say organic content, we're not talking about fluffy, passive, just post and pray organic posts. We're talking strategic organic content that earns clicks, builds trust, and pre-sells without a penny spent. And here's how. Rule number one, stop selling and start signaling. Every piece of content should signal who it's for and what pain point it solves. For example, here's how we completely eliminated back pain for men with injured backs without surgery or medicine. It's not a brag, it's a magnet. And rule number two, use proof like a battering ram. Your next post shouldn't be a tutorial. It should be a result story. Something like, this man went from barely being able to stand up straight to running a 5K with no pain. No followers? Doesn't matter. Most social media algorithms today don't show a user content solely from the people they follow. They're constantly being served content from people they don't follow. And the algorithm is choosing that content based on what it thinks they will like. So post the high value organic content on your Facebook, LinkedIn, send it in DMs, because you're not building an audience, you're building trust signals, both with your target customer and the social media platform. You're telling the social media platform who your audience is with your content, and that content is building brand consumer trust in your customers. And trust opens wallets. But keep in mind, your content isn't enough if your offer sucks. So that brings us to step two. Craft a high intent offer. Most small business offers are weak, vague, and easy to ignore. Things like free consultation, top rated service, affordable e-com products. That's not an offer. That's a shrug in a sentence. You need to give them a reason to act right now. And here's the formula for that. Target audience plus problem plus unexpected promise plus risk reversal. So for example, if you've been dealing with back pain for years and you're tired of temporary fixes without long lasting results, we'll show you how to completely heal your back in 30 days or your money back. That's high intent. It filters out the flakes and it attracts buyers who are ready to move. But even with the best offer, you still need fuel. So lastly, let's look at step three, retarget with precision. Now and only now do we start spending some money, but not on cold strangers. We spend on warm leads who have seen your content, clicked to your website, or messaged you. This is where retargeting comes in. And if you don't know, retargeting is when you show ads specifically to a warm audience of people who have already interacted with your brand before in some way. And it's cheap, like pocket change cheap. So here's how to use it. Create a hot list audience, which is anyone who's watched 50% of your videos, visited your site, or engaged with your posts. Then serve them a testimonial, case study, or countdown CTA. Make it feel like you're following up, not advertising. So for example, still thinking about working with us? Here's what happened when Joe with chronic back pain gave us 7 days. And you can do this on a budget that's as low as $2 to $5 a day. Small budget, big leverage. Because retargeting doesn't try to convince strangers, it converts the interested. Most small business owners operating on a small business budget either skip this step entirely or they get this whole sequence wrong because they still believe the 3 biggest lies floating around that are keeping your budget stuck. Lies like, you need to run ads to grow. False. You need to validate demand before you amplify it. Start with cold traffic. Nope. That's like proposing on the first date. Start warm, filter fast, and close clean. Organic is too slow, not when it's engineered for conversions. And if you skip it, you will always pay more later, because at that point, you're not building an audience, you're buying attention. And attention that costs more every month, that's a trap. Now, for those still watching that are thinking, but I only have $50 to spend, perfect, because this strategy makes that $50 go further than most $500 campaigns, because you're not randomly spraying ads everywhere. You're planting seeds in warm soil where they can grow. But I don't have time to do organic content. That's because you're stuck doing content that doesn't work. One sharp result story beats 10 fluffy posts. But I don't know what offer to make. You don't need a new offer. You need to reframe the one you have. Make it urgent, make it specific, make it feel like the next logical step for your audience to take to solve the problem they have or achieve the goal they have. You've been trying to grow, fighting to scale. These are the steps that finally make it doable. They work because they align with how people buy, not how platforms sell. So start with organic content that converts, build an offer that magnetizes, and retarget with surgical precision. And the next time you spend $50, you'll know exactly where it's going and why it's coming back.